So it's filming now, but Connor can edit it later. I'm just gonna make sure this looks good. Looks good there. All right, so Michael Simeon, the guy who almost definitely, certainly 100% came in second.
If battle points were the tiebreaker, not strength of schedule, I would have come first.
All right, legit. Yeah, there's a few games ongoing, but we're pretty confident Mike's going to be second place. So, yeah, Michael Simeon, tell us about your army in general.
Okay, so I'm playing Nighthaunt. I'm a bad person. I'm on my villain arc. So Nighthaunt are very, very strong this edition. So the list I'm running, I wanted to use Grimghast Reapers, so just because they're cool. So I found a list that works with them. You have to take the little Cairn Wraith guy, the little 25 mil character. I used the Shade Spire models because they're cool and it just worked out. It was easier to acquire them than, again, those limited edition, you needed Soul Wars to get them.
Oh.
So I wanted to play Grimghast Reapers, so I got 40 of them. I got some Bladegheist for a more rounded choice. And essentially how the Grimghast Reapers work is if they're hitting a unit with 5 or more models, it's crit 5s. So they're kind of like a more anti-horde, anti-infantry unit. They have anti-infantry on their attacks. Bladegheist are just +1 attack when they charge. To even it out, you need that little Cairn Wraith. So it actually kind of equals out if you're taking 2 blocks. So if I were to make a rounded list, I drop the Grimghast and add Bladegheist, and I drop the Cairn Wraith, and it fits perfect. So in that sense, I think they did a good job of fairly pointing that stuff. But the fun thing with them is the crit 5s, anti-infantry. So I knew there's a lot of 3-up safe infantry out here, so just kind of like hoping in the meta that I have something for it. I got the new Scourge of Iron Black Coach. This thing is absolutely mental. 3d6 charge, does a ton of damage, can be crit mortals, 5-up ward. If it doesn't, if you hit something and it doesn't die, you just power through off it, you get 12 wounds, and it's great. I had one game where it just charged in, smashed a bunch of shit, ran away, came back in, smashed some more shit, and it's dead. Kurdoss, he's really good because he picks, if he's in combat, he picks a unit within 12, and then they got a bunch of things. The one you're looking at for the buffs for it is no commands. So I could make this unit of Bladegheist here, no commands within 3 of them, and they can tag everything and stay wholly control. So it makes that no command footprint very, very strong. And that kind of helps with them being range 1. So it's like a very powerful combo there. I ran the pick any of the Wave of Terror abilities on one of my characters rather than the bring a unit back for a command point. Points weren't there for it, as well as it seemed a little bit more more utility, and it's the way I kind of like to play. So how I have the army split up is how it can operate in 2 functions. So this side here will be, this guy can pick anything I need, so he can be the -1 to hit. This guy could be the strike last, and these guys could be, -1 save, -1 hit, strike last. Over here, -1 save, strike last, -1 to hit. So I have the 2 options. I got Guardian of Souls and Knight of Shrouds. That essentially makes the Bladegheist, you get them all in 2s and 2s, which is extremely powerful.
Gross.
When you're just throwing you're just throwing a million dice, 2s and 2s, crit auto wounds. And you're probably turning off commands, you're making a -1 save, you're making a -1 to hit, you're making a fight last, and you just get your chance at the whale on them. The other thing that's extremely stupid is these terrain things. I don't understand why it moves. I don't understand why it works in both players' turns. I don't understand why it's ethereal, and I don't understand why it has a 5-up port. It is so powerful. I don't understand why it turns off commands if you go instant 3 of it.
So you're saying it's stupid even though it works strongly to your benefit?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm not gonna deny it. It's so good. Like, I was playing one game, I had it in front of my army, and my opponent charged my coach, and then he can't use commands for the whole turn because he tagged Kurdoss. So, nothing got to use commands, and he's just stuck there. He can't power through, he can't do anything.
Okay.
So, very good. Even if they tag it, they don't. Most people will then want to stay 3 inches from it so that they can actually use abilities.
What would you say is the MVP of everything you just listed?
This little guy here.
All right.
Lord of Executions. So I call him the Smash Executioner.
Yeah.
So it's a little mini game you get to play. So for each piece of terrain your army's contesting, not including faction terrain, which would be broken because you would just tag your 3, you get +1 attack on them. And it's any unit, any friendly unit, no range to tap it. It's called the Tombstone of something. And then what that will let him do is he gets an extra attack to a maximum of 8. And he's like a little beat stick, 5 attacks base, 3s and 3s, anti-hero damage too. So with all the debuffs and everything like that, he can just go in and just delete something. And it's so much fun. You just send him into something, it kills it. He also, if he's in combat with something on a 2-up, reduces their control score by 5 if it's a hero, and gives them a -1 to hit, or -1 attack.
Oh, wow.
So if you get hit by something, you just, alright, 2-up, -1 attack, have fun. So essentially, the only thing I'm missing in this list is like ignoring words. Because I have minuses to wound, I have minuses to hit, I have fights last, I have minuses to save, I have recursion out the ass, I have ways to stop you before you get to do anything with pendulum, I have run and charge, I have no commands, I have heal D6 spell that brings D6 guys back, I have make my rally so it can't fail, auto 3 points, so that's not 3 more dice, that's just those 3 more dice that were already a 4.
What would you say is your worst unit in this list? Because it all sounds pretty good, but your least favorite child?
These 2.
The free manifestations?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. That makes sense.
Like the Grimghasts are very situational. I found like if they were not with the little Cairn Wraith, it was just bad. They sucked. There are only 2 attacks a model. The Bladegheist could charge in combat, and then there becomes 3 attacks, which is like infinitely better. They hit and wound better as well, and like when you get those pluses to hit and pluses to wound in there, it's insane. The army like totally monopolizes on the fact they change all attack and all defense, because you're -1 to save, but I can't be modified. I don't care for all attacking.
Hey, yeah.
And if I'm making you fight last, and I'm ganging up on you as a bunch of little characters, and then the thing, you're gonna let all of the characters' attacks go through while waiting for this big scary unit.
All right. Which tactics were you running?
I went with Restless Energies and Intercept. Mainly because Intercept just lets me like kill you, and if I need to, I can just surround you and destroy you.
Nice.
And then Restless because if I'm killing you, it means I'm holding the whole table, so it just kind of works. And then Intercept also kind of lets people like play a little game of keep away, and sometimes they don't want to keep stuff.
And those tactics obviously worked well for you with the maps you're using here today. It was Roiling Roots, Life Cycle, and Creeping Corruption.
Yeah, I think I dropped 1 or 2 battle tactics all day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I get it's a dice game, so I guess you can get unlucky periodically. Yeah. Okay, so just to kind of change gears here, your paint job looks pretty sharp on the stuff that's painted. I'm gonna zoom in.
Here, I'll bring this one closer so you can. This is probably the best one I have as the coach.
Yeah.
And then the second one, which is actually finished. I have to do some pigments on the bases and stuff like that.
Nice.
So.
And you use the markers for those, right?
I was painting some in one of the games, so I brought my markers with me. So I was painting some models between games. I let my buddy over here, Richard, try them out, and he's like, it's like cheating. It's cheating.
All right, he's on the record. And okay, too easy. Any parting thoughts about your army or paint job or anything you want to announce about the tournament or the state of the game in general, or do you want to talk about your terrain features some more? And
this thing's stupid. For one, it's stupid. Sorry, Soulblight, yours is not that cool. I think like for like the hobby with this army, I think one of the things I want to do is I'm gonna make a new display board. I've been using kind of like my cliffs as trees. If anyone has seen me has seen it for a while. I've used it for a few armies.
That's the one you got best painted in Ottawa with, right?
Yeah. So I've used that for a few armies.
Looks pretty. It looks pretty snazzy.
Yeah. So I want to make another one where it's the ground is being torn apart, like the wave of terror, and I'm gonna have, since he has this all leading up, I'm gonna have some floating pieces of the terrain I'm gonna hold up with wires and then put models on it so it looks like they're actually like rolling over the ground and the wave is just destroying everything it does. Kind of like a graveside.
That sounds appropriate and pretty sick. But all right, too easy. Thanks for giving 10 minutes to talk about this. And great job at the tournament. Yep, easy.